live on YouTube, and today I am going to be interviewing YouTube content creator Colin Butters. So stick around for that and much, much more that's coming right up. Live from Northern California, welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. The interview series is back here, and I have a very special guest standing by live with me on Google Hangouts. Colin Butters will be joining us here momentarily. Before we get to that, if this is your first time here and you are open to suggestions and change, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell. And after you bang that bell, if that pop-up box pops up, make sure you select all notifications, because that way you won't miss a single thing. You will not miss anything when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. And also make sure on your mobile device, your iPhone, your Android, or any mobile device you have the YouTube app installed on, that you have the YouTube app set to receive notifications at a device level. When you have all that set properly, folks, you won't miss anything when I go live, or any of your other favorite content creators go live, or the moment that we publish a brand new pre-recorded video. Now, before we get to Colin here, folks, I want to apologize for the delayed start today. Let me make you aware of what happened. I use OBS, Open Broadcast software, to run my shows. And OBS, after 7 months of not having any updates, finally did a major update to version number 24. And it kind of screwed things up a little bit. So I had to kind of tinker around and get things set enough to the point of where hopefully this show is going to turn out okay. One of the main issues I had was when I play, videos to react to. Those videos are coming out pretty choppy, so I still have some work to do after the show ends, but I believe I have it set properly enough here to where this show is coming out just fine. Let me know in the chat, folks, if the audio and video is nice and clear and it is not choppy. Let me know about that. That's very, very important here. One more thing here, and more than likely this will happen later tonight, around 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern, 5 or 6 p.m. Pacific, unless I'm not able to fix the other issues with OBS. I'm hoping I can fix it quick enough so I can do this show. I'm going to be doing a very important show, and I'm going to be discussing the Lichen Theory channel, Jamie. And I don't know if you folks have been following me lately, but the Lichen Theory channel, Jamie, concocted a prank on me that to me is not considered a prank. Basically, he instigated some people to go out there and say that I'm a pedophile. He said it was a prank, but to me, there's nothing funny about that. So I'm going to be discussing my thoughts about Jamie and the Lichen Theory channel regarding this, pedophilia thing that he tried to, do a joke on me, and it's just not right. I want to make people aware of the latest information I've found out, and that way you folks, get a better understanding of who this person is. I'm a good guy. I love people and I care about people, but when people do stupid things, I want to make everyone aware, and that includes even the people that follow Jamie Lichen Theory that don't like me. This is something that has nothing to do with whether you like me or not. It has to do with the principle of the matter. So that's what I'll be discussing tonight, because I heard Jamie talk on some other streams, and I want to share my thoughts and feedback on that. But enough of that, enough of me. We are here to interview Colin Butters. So I'm going to switch on over to the quad screen right now and give a big, warm welcome to Colin Butters. Welcome to the show. We're going to give you a big round of applause. Welcome, Colin.
Hello, everyone.
Colin, you are so special. You get a digital round of applause. How do you like that?
I like it very much, thank you.
You're such a good guy, man. You're such a nice guy, man. Hey, Colin, listen. You don't have to be that nice to me, man. If you think I'm a little bit crazy, make sure you make me aware of that, okay?
Yeah, there we go.
Right on, man. Well, thank you so much for being here, Colin. How are you doing today, by the way? How's it going for you today?
Oh, not too bad. I've been busy in work from um like 6 o'clock in the morning right through to like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I went out, picked up my better, thoughtful other half, who you just
Very
saw
nice.
in the picture just then. That's my wife, Rebecca.
Nice.
And I went down to pick her up like an hour's drive away. And we've only got back about an hour ago.
Oh, okay. So you're a little tired, aren't you, Colin?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Just a little bit. Well, Colin, if it's not too personal, what do you actually do for a living if it's not too personal?
I am a ground maintenance worker. I like, go out, do some like reading or litter picking, things like that. Or if someone's off ill, I go and cover their work, which is some cleaning because I work like in an old um, like airfield, but it's got a load of different units in. So I go in and help them um, like clean if
Oh,
need be.
fantastic. So here in the US, I believe we call it blue collar work. You're a hard
Yeah,
working man, right, Colin?
I am. Yes.
So you bust your ass all day, and then you come home and you get to YouTube, huh? You have to get
Yeah.
to YouTube after you work your day job to pay your bills.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Well, I admire that. Before we get into talking about your channel, because we're going to talk about that, and we're going to learn a lot more about you today, and you also have some interesting stories that you've shared um, on some of my past shows through the live stream chat, which have been very interesting. But before we get to that, uh, how has it been easy to balance out your day job, being a YouTube content creator, having a wife, you have a family, you have your day job, you have YouTube, and then you have to find time for sleep, right, Colin?
That is correct. Yeah. But
How
I
do you do it?
managed.
How do you do it, man?
Um. Well, I just wake up when my alarm goes off, and I think, okay, today, like Monday to Thursday, Friday, I say, right, 4:30, wake up, have a coffee before I do anything else, get washed, dressed, then after work, if there's little errands I've got to do, then I go and do that on the way home, and then I kind of work towards my um, home if there's little errands I need to do, like pick up a loaf of bread or get some milk. I'll get that on the way home. And then if my wife is in work, I say, okay, let me get some more milk, and then I'll get changed, then I'll come and pick you up, or I'll go straight down and pick her up straight after work.
So you pretty much have a game plan each and every day,
I
and it
do,
just
yeah.
works for you.
It
By the
does,
way,
yeah.
Colin. By the way, Colin, my apologies. You see, I wasn't prepared. I actually had the label of guest panel on Hangouts by your name, and I just changed. I just changed your name to Colin Butters on the screen there. So my apologies for the unprofessionalism there, folks. But this is Colin Butters, Colin space Butters. That's interesting, Colin. So you pretty much balance it out to the point of where you don't burn yourself out. You spend time with your family, your wife, and you go to work, you bust your butt, you make the money, you bring home the bacon, then you come home to your YouTube channel.
Yeah, sometimes I do a little bit on my YouTube. especially on a Sunday, I do my quizzes on a Sunday, which starts at 6 p.m. and finishes at 8 p.m., but that's the UK time. And if I get a chance to do a little bit of filming, I'll go out to a local area, do that, and upload it on the same day or the following week or whatever. I do
Yeah.
try to do it that way.
Fantastic, fantastic. So Colin, let's get into your YouTube channel because we want people to learn more about who you are, so they can subscribe to you and bang your bell to get all your notifications if they'd like. So, Colin, let me ask you this: where did the passion stem from to start your YouTube channel, and what is your YouTube channel about? Tell us a bit about it, how you got started, what lit the fire to start a YouTube channel for you?
Well, it all started about, let me think, I think it was about 4 years ago. And I thought, I know, I've seen videos on you. I've heard of YouTube before. So I thought, I know, I'll upload one video, which was Amazing Grace, so many years ago. Yes, it was out of tune. I'm not very good at
Oh, you were singing
singing.
the song Amazing Grace. How sweet the sound, right, Colin?
I was, yes.
Colin, you're probably a
And
much better singer than I am, so don't worry about it, bro. Continue.
and then I done a few other videos as well to go on it. Then I had a bit of a hiatus, as some people may want to call that, so I can do other little things. So I thought, I know, instead of me singing, I'll do something completely and utterly different to what
Mm,
no one else has actually done before. So that's what I done. And then I thought to myself, I know I like to go out, like exploring different places. So that's what I done with my wife. We went out for like a few days here and there. And I thought, I know, I've seen it before, like where people actually um, filmed it whilst they was going out. So that's where the exploring side came in. Done one video, I enjoyed it, and then I continued going from there. And then the cooking side, because I do like cooking, so I thought, I know, I'll try to do like the chips, or as you would like to call them, fries. So that's what I done that, and then I upload another couple of cooking videos as well. And I put up a couple of narrated videos as well. So it kind of extended from one particular video many years ago, Amazing Grace. So it all started from there.
okay. Hang on one second. Just type something in the chat. Fantastic, fantastic. So, where do you want to take your YouTube channel, Colin? Are you more so running your YouTube channel as a hobby during your spare time, or do you eventually want to make YouTube your full-time thing? Where do you want to take the channel from where it's at now?
I just like to take it as a little hobby, as my side thing, because I do like gardening, I like singing, cooking, so I just do little bits and pieces to go onto YouTube as a little hobby of mine.
Okay, fantastic. Government op troll. Let me just respond to the chat. Are you listening to him, Grip? Yes, I am, but I'm also running the controls and looking at the chat, I'm hearing everything that Colin is saying. I am a multitasker. I'm not quite sure what you meant by that. Government op troll. Conduct 623, been watching you and everyone else for a couple of years now. Fascinating stuff. So you're from the MGTOW community, Conduct 23, and your comment was a smart-ass comment about my donations being at zero. I do not condone smart-ass comments from former communities that are here to troll. You do have a lot of subscribers, and I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. But folks, I'm running an interview here with Colin, and I would appreciate your professionalism. Any lack of professionalism, I or any of my moderators will ban you. So no smart-ass remarks, okay? I'm not going to put up with that stuff. Anyway, and Lucy's here. Lucy will ban you immediately. My apologies, Colin. That was very rude of me, but I wanted to, make this a clean interview here. So, we do you justice because I think you're an amazing person. And yes, again, I am listening to everything Colin is saying, but I don't have a production manager or an engineer. I'm a one-man show that runs this, and I'm just trying to give everyone here the best experience. You know what, Colin? Let me ask you this question, while we're at it here. The YouTube court of public opinion is very fascinating, isn't it, Colin?
I agree, yes.
And I mean, these people out here, they'll come into your live stream chats and they'll just talk a bunch of smack because they want to get a reaction from you because they're just so miserable within their own lives that they'll do whatever it takes to get entertainment at your expense. Especially mine. People have trolled me for years, and they're fascinated by my story that stems back to my previous channel that I used to run. But Colin, let me ask you this question, and I know we talked privately about this yesterday, and you were mentioning. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry about this.
No.
May I just pause the interview because I wanted to have a little bit of a tip.
Yeah. Go ahead and mute.
I'll be back.
Go ahead and mute, and then I'll take over the show for a second here. Duty calls for Colin. We're going to go full screen until Colin comes back, and we're going to address the chat here. Coach, it's RSJ. Ronaldo Smith Jenkins. What's up, brother? Watch out for government op troll. He working with the fake. Well, no, he's not actually, bro. He's not working. Government op troll is the husband of God Loves Me, and they live here in the San Francisco Bay Area where I'm at. He's not conspiring with Jamie Lycan theory. I actually know these people. Now, if he's working with Jamie and he's looking for entertainment, then that's news to me. But no, Ronaldo, trust me, I know who he is. Unless it's a sock account that's pretending to be government op troll, that's a different story. Welcome to everyone in the chat here. Calling to step away for a second. Duty calls, and when duty calls, you got to do what you got to do. But anyway, we have who's in the house here today? Midnight Ravens here. Welcome. Donny Shaw Show's here. Deplorable Bobby. Charo Ricci's here. The lady of Lucy Franzese. Lucy Franzese is here. Conduct 623, who says that he's been watching me for the last several years and fascinated by this whole story. No problem. No problem. Enjoy the ride. It's going to continue happening. So I have a lot more coming. Oh, and by the way, folks, those of you that have been following the story between J.B. Gunner and I, and those of you that know that J.B. Gunner interviewed and pretty much attacked an African-American content creator by the name of Real Brother Radio, RBR. I've actually connected with him. He actually saw my video I did on JB Gunner yesterday, and he emailed me. And I was, he did a live stream this morning, and I was in his chat. And so more than likely, I'm going to be interviewing him sometime soon. It was just really interesting what happened on his show today and what's been going on lately with him, JB, and some other people that are involved in this mess with JB Gunner. I'll be talking more about that tonight when I do my live stream regarding, Jamie Lycan theory. And I'm going to also talk about J.B. Gunner. Jamie Lycan theory and J.B. Gunner, the two people that have come at me the hardest over the last couple of years. And they are the two people that I just think need to get a better grip on their lives and start treating people with more respect and not doing the stupid shit that they do out here just to, get attention or to entertain themselves. So we'll talk more about that later tonight. Colin Butters is back. Oh, Colin, you can jump in anytime. Let me get back to the quad screen. You just got back, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Donny Shaw
Sorry
show
about that,
says,
folks.
no, bro, no worries. Duty calls, I get it. I can monologue. I can talk all day and all night, brother. You know that. I got a big mouth. I can keep the airwaves flowing, man. Donny Shaw show says, I'm glad I'm not into the drama. I'm not really into the drama too, bro, but I can't stand it when people do stupid shit. And, especially, concocting a phony pedophilia accusation to try to trigger me to get ratings, which is what Jamie did. People need to know about that. People need to be made aware of people that are doing that, because why would you want to follow someone like that and support someone like that? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And he's lost a lot of supporters since he did that. The interesting thing is he did come out and admit that it was his idea to do it. So in essence, he's admitting guilt. But anyway, let's not talk about that here. We're here to talk with Colin Butters, and he's back. Welcome back, Colin.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. When you left, I was asking you to speak about your opinion regarding trolls, and I know you and I talked privately on Hangouts yesterday, and you were mentioning to me that you really haven't been trolled that much. Have you been trolled at all? Have you dealt with any haters at all? Any people that have voiced their opinions? And if so, how did you handle that, and what came out of that, if you don't mind?
Well, I'm lucky enough, touch wood, that I have not had any troublemakers or trolls on my live streams. If I do, I just ignore them. If they continue, I just ban their candy ass, basically. And say bye bye.
Yeah, it's
So
not
that's what
worth
I
it, huh,
would do.
Colin?
Nah, they're just little jokers at the end of the day. They're not going to win. I just tell them to go. Put it
Yeah.
politely.
No, I hear you, Colin. And, I think what it all boils down to, in my opinion, uh, it depends on, how serious you take your YouTube channel. I'm not saying that a hobbyist that does YouTube as a hobby doesn't take their channel seriously. I'm sure you love what you do, but my channel is more of a business. I take it seriously, and part of what I do here as a business and personal relationship coach / life coach is that I like to make people aware of these situations, so when they encounter them, they know how to deal with them based on my personal experiences. So that's why I talk about it, and people are thinking, oh, Coach Eli stirs up drama, or he feeds into the drama. It's like, no, I don't like drama, but it's inevitable. It's going to happen. So, you know what? I want to share, with people what I've learned about it and what's going on. Plus, it can also be very entertaining as long as you don't overdo it and keep, doing the same thing over and over again. I mean, let me ask you this question, Colin. Do you feel that entertainment, no matter what your message is, do you feel that entertaining your audience is important at the same time as sharing your message?
I do agree with that. Yeah, entertaining and putting like the message across are both important in my books and opinion. Really, yes,
Okay.
because I kind of entertain you lot on what I like to do, and I put out a little message, but I can't really think of that type of message at the minute. But there is a message there somewhere, but I can't really decipher it at the minute.
Yeah. No, I get where you're coming from. For me personally, Colin, I get bored very easily. And I think a lot of other people get bored very easily as well. And with the amount of options you have on YouTube regarding who to watch, when you're competing with many other people, you have to stand out in any way possible with your message. and how you present it and how entertaining you are at the same time. Like for me, I say I like to entertain people while throwing down those truth bombs. And then I hit the truth bomb button, right? A little entertainment in the middle of the show doesn't hurt, right, Colin?
That is true, yeah.
Right. But and I know you're a good guy, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm just trying to learn from people and get their opinions. Have you ever, come across channels that you've been invited to that ended up boring you, and you weren't interested in the content, but because you were connected to them through a friend or something, you felt kind of guilty, so you stuck around? Like, how do you handle those situations? I'm sure you've been to some boring channels that didn't really work for you, but you felt obligated to be there, didn't you?
Well, I kind of watch like one or two videos. If their videos grab my attention, then yeah, I would hit that subscribe button, turn the grey, blue, green, red. That's it, red bell to grey, and get the notifications if their content is worth watching. If not, then I kind of move on to the next one, basically.
Okay.
I
Okay.
know what
Fair
I'm trying
enough.
to say.
No, no, no. No. You can say whatever you want to say here, man. My house is your house, and I'm not trying to get you or anyone in trouble. My channel, I'm very direct, and I know when we were talking privately, I asked you, what made you want to continue following my content? What do you like about my channel? And I believe you mentioned that you like the fact that I'm pretty direct and straightforward, and I say the truth no matter what. And sometimes, Colin, the truth hurts. People that are trying to get away, with the truth, they're trying to, do stupid things. Don't like hearing the truth because we're calling them out on their bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
you know,
and
uh,
my sorry, my saying is, if you don't like the door, don't like the door. If you don't like the truth, there's the door. Use it, and don't let the door hit you in the ass when you leave.
I'm gonna give you a real round of applause for that, Colin, not the digital one, because I want you to know I'm paying attention. Because I know the chat was questioning me earlier if I'm paying attention to you. But yeah, if you know what, if you don't like it, then don't let the door hit your ass on the way out, right?
True. Yes.
I guess that saying works for you folks in the UK because it's a very common phrase out here in the US, brother. We use that one quite often here.
And over here as well, we use it.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Like the UK pretty much has become almost like the US, hasn't it? You folks are like pretty much just like us. The only difference is you have those cool accents, like you and Raven, like you and Midnight Raven have those cool UK accents. But pretty much you folks live like an American lifestyle almost, don't you?
Almost, yeah.
Oh! What do you mean by that, brother? What's the difference?
Well, I'm trying to think. I'll get back to you on that one.
Okay, good enough, good enough. Good enough, good enough. Well, Colin, the next part of the show here, um, and we were talking about this, and you've talked about this through my live stream chats in the past. You've had many experiences in your life that made you a stronger person. I believe, and I know you've talked about this in the chat, so I guess that makes it okay to talk about it here. But this is your second marriage, right?
That is correct, yes. My second and last marriage.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm praying for you, brother. I don't know if you believe. Did you say you believe in God? It doesn't matter. I still love you if you don't. But I mean, I believe.
Well, even though I was baptized and brought up Christian, I'm kind of one of these people who show me proof that God actually did exist.
Okay.
Then I would say, okay, you've convinced me. But at the minute, I'm kind of okay, you found one pair of sandals or a vase or whatever. I'm like, okay, so what else can you provide? I'm not against people who are believers. I just like to have a little bit more like confirmation,
Proof.
and then yeah, the truth. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. No, no worries, man. No, I was just, I always ask people that because I want people to know I still love and respect people regardless of their beliefs. I'm not judgmental. But for me to give you, for me, since I do believe, I'm praying for your marriage to be the last marriage and that you grow old, happily with you and your wife. But you shared in the chat of some of my past live streams when we were talking about these topics, what you experienced in your previous marriage, man. And it was enlightening. I mean, do you mind talking a little bit about that and what the difference is from the past to today and what you learned from it? Because man, I was really fascinated by your story, and now I get to see your face. Everyone gets to see your face, and this is real, man.
you want to see this ugly bush? I'll hide it. There
Oh,
you go.
come
Can't
on,
see
bro! Come on, man!
it. There you go.
Don't tell your wife that, man. Don't tell your wife that. Come on.
Every
You're a
time
funny
I
guy.
say it, she laughs. She
Oh
laughs.
boy. Oh boy. But I mean, you had a very interesting experience that, we could all learn from. Like what's been the difference, man?
Um, the first marriage, as you said in your last live stream, that I was wearing a skirt in the relationship because I was running around ragged. All my friends and her family could see I was literally pale in the face. I was white as a sheet, and I didn't have much energy to do absolutely sweet FA, basically. And one Sunday, I had to walk from one end of town to the other side of town, which took me about, 20 to 30 minutes to walk, just to make her a sandwich. When she could have asked one of her family members to do it for her. And with this one, and obviously, I had to pay all the bills. That's the first marriage, and this one, it's definitely a keeper. We share everything, literally everything. In that aspect, if I do the cooking, let's say tonight, then my wife Rebecca, she does the washing up. Then Tuesday, she does the cooking, I wash up, and we share the house chores as well.
The
So
responsibilities.
yeah, we share these responsibilities and
Yeah.
we split the bills down directly down the middle. So it's not lopsided. So that's a big kind of like difference. And we've actually been out to numerous little towns, villages, cities where I did not even go before in my previous marriage. And everyone now has said to me, Colin, you look a lot more happier, a lot more healthier, you've got more colour in your face. And I just shown a little portion of my personality where I can just say one little stupid thing and that makes everyone laugh. As before, I tried to make one little joke that didn't go down. But now I can make one joke and everyone is literally rolling around, laughing and crying with happiness, which is marvelous, which I like to see because I like to make people happy in that aspect. If I can make one person smile a day, and that person can make a dozen other people smile, and the world smiles with you, as I
Right, man.
say.
I love your attitude, man. I love your attitude. And, from what I've learned, I'm 45 years old and I've had plenty of dating experience. And from what I've learned is that in order for the woman to be able to be good to you, she has to love herself first. And a lot of women just don't love themselves. Same with men, but I'm just speaking about women right now. And if a woman is not capable of loving herself, there's nothing you can do. Even if you do everything perfectly, it's not going to work. So that's probably why your last marriage didn't work. She just probably didn't really even know what she wanted, and you had to take care of everything, and she really wasn't willing to do her part. And now you've found this amazing woman you're married to that shares everything with you, the finances, the household duties, chores. And those are the types of women. That's how my ex-girlfriend was. And this current lady that we're not serious, we've been hanging out as activity partners, doing some hikes and some dinners. Who knows, it may end up working out. She's actually the same way as my ex, and the way your wife is. She makes her own money, she does her part, she's 50-50. And I think that's the way things need to be nowadays, because of one of my favorite topics, modern day feminism. You know what feminism is, right? Right, Colin?
Um, I have heard of it, but I can't remember.
I've heard of feminism. Dude, if you're trying to sell me something, I'm not buying it. Come on, Colin. Colin, no one's going to get in trouble here. Midnight Raven is here right now. She goes, I don't love myself, but I am the perfect partner, and I am very happy in my relationship. Midnight Raven, that's a bunch of bullshit. You do love yourself, and you should love yourself. And Midnight Raven, Colin, you got to tell that girl to come on one of these shows and get on the panel and have me interview her. I've known her, for a couple of years now, stemming back to my former channel. But yeah, let's talk about feminism for a second here. And it's not in a bad way. We're not here to criticize women. That's not what I do. But feminism has gotten pretty bad out here in the U.S. and in Canada, North America, Canada, U.S. It's gotten pretty bad. But I've also heard from you folks out there in the UK, because I have a lot of UK followers, and I actually love you folks in the UK. Especially your accents are really cool. When you guys say like a swear word, it's fucking great. But I've heard feminism's gotten pretty bad in the UK as well. You've got some pretty interesting women out there, huh, Colin?
Yes.
Colin, no one's gonna get you in trouble, bro, man. We're just having a conversation. We're two dudes. We're two dudes having a conversation here, brother. Are you at a loss for words, man?
Well, I don't want to get into any trouble. At the minute, my brain is kind of half asleep and half awake, so because it's 7:55 in the evening, so I'm kind of like half asleep at the minute. So
No worries about it, man. I know you're tired. I know you're tired. We'll run this another 20 minutes or so, because I know you're tired, and I think we've gotten through most of the interview. But we'll run this for another 20 minutes, and then you can definitely get some rest. But yeah, no. I mean, it is a touchy subject, and not everybody wants to talk about feminism. But in my opinion, I do respect women. I think that you've been following me long enough. I do respect women that deserve respect. Like your wife is the type of woman that deserves respect. She's a modern day woman. She's working. She makes her own money, and she contributes equally. Because when women were fighting for equal rights, decades ago, before they got them, Colin, they didn't have the same rights. Now they have the same rights. They wanted the same rights. So everything should be equal, right? But see, some women still play the system and take advantage of the system and still take advantage of men, kind of like what probably happened with your ex-wife. That's a perfect example there. And that's why you're no longer with her. You wanted to be with somebody that respects you and appreciates you at the same level you are going to respect and appreciate them, right? Should be a two-way street, right?
That is correct, yes. And I actually respect my wife as well. So like you said, it's a two-way street. Yes.
Right. And Midnight Raven in the chat says, and you're buddies with Midnight Raven, aren't you? I think I met you through Midnight Raven, if I remember
I
correctly.
think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, she says she's known you. In the past, she said that she knows who you are. Raven says feminists these days are a little bit crazy. Midnight Raven says, and this is coming from a woman, Colin. Women are never happy. Why is that, Raven? Is it because you're emotional beings and you live and die your emotions based on how you're feeling emotionally in the present moment? I mean, look, no one's trying to criticize anybody here. We're just stating the facts in the way, for Colin's sake here, to respect him, in the way a higher power made women to be. That's normal. That's how women are. And it's up to us men to understand female nature and women's emotions and learn how to balance it out, right? You see, I honestly feel, Colin, let me ask you this. I honestly feel that men and women work best together because we balance each other out for what the other side is lacking. See, men are stronger. We have big mouths. We're loud. We're proud, right? And women are supposed to be soft and nurturing, right? So when you have a woman come in and spend time with a crazy guy like me, she can balance me out to be a little bit more level, right? And then maybe I can bring her up and motivate her to be a little bit more energetic, right? What are your thoughts about men and women working best together and they balance each other out? Do you believe in that? Because it sounds like that's how your marriage is working. Your second marriage is working great because of that.
Yeah, it should be equal in all aspects, really. And I was trying to motivate my ex. That didn't work. My wife motivates me now, and I kind of say, "Oh, what about going out for a day?" And we kind of motivate each other. We bounce off each other quite happily, and we kind of suggest things to each other. And all of these suggestions work. Some of them may kind of like not work. Some we may have to tweak a little bit or go a little bit of a detour. But at the end of the day, it's all equal, and that's how it should be. Every single thing should be equal in my books.
I agree. And then one of the last things that we'll discuss before we get to final thoughts from both of us is that, and I totally agree with you, it should be equal. And I don't think the problem stems directly from men or women. I feel that the problem stems from the political system, from the government. In today's day and age, here in the U.S., and I know this is happening in Canada as well, and I think the U.K. is run the same way. We live in a woman's world. We live in a world that spends the majority of their time empowering and favoring women in many ways. In the court system through divorce, through child custody cases. When you're in the workforce, it's interesting to me that women that aren't qualified for jobs that a man's qualified for are complaining and saying that you didn't hire me because I'm a woman and he's a man. And no, sweetheart, the truth of the matter is that you're equal. You just weren't as qualified. If you were more qualified, you get the job and get paid the same the man got offered. And you have people that play that system because that system's been put into place by the government system. And so that's what us, men are dealing with today. Now, there are some good women out there, like your wife and women that I've dated, and Midnight Raven's probably one of them, that understand that system but choose to not play that system because they have what I like to call morals, values, and ethics. But does that make sense to you, Colin? Like, it sounds like to me that you are a man that has morals, values, and ethics.
Yeah, I agree with every single word you said on that. Yes, and there is women who play the sexist card. Don't get me wrong, and saying, "Oh, why have you given Joe Bloggs a job as a forklift driver, or not me?" At the end of the day, if both of you had forklift licenses and there's two positions available for the same job, yes, I would employ both. But if, let's say, a male Joe Bloggs has the license, but um, the female hasn't, I would go for the one who has the qualification for that job. But
Correct.
if the female has the qualification but not the male, then yeah, I would go for the female.
Right. I agree.
So it just boils down to the qualifications and experience at the end of the day.
That is exactly, and I agree at 100% with you, Colin. And but that's not even the problem there. The problem is that some women don't want to work hard. I'm just using women as an example. I know some men don't want to work hard, but some women don't want to work hard, and they still want to make the money. They still want the promotions, and instead of working hard to qualify and get the licenses, the degree, whatever it takes to be qualified for that job, they end up filing a discrimination complaint with a corporation saying that you didn't hire me because I'm a woman and he's a man. And a lot of times corporations have actually paid these women a settlement even though these women are wrong, just to go away and not create any issues. You see, that's what the system is causing. And in essence, every woman nowadays out there, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent, are feminists. But the people I'm talking about, Colin, are the radical feminists, the women that take things a bit too far, above and beyond their newly given rights over the last 40, 50 years that they've received. That's just my opinion there. But enough of that, man. I mean, it's been a pretty interesting interview here. I think we're pretty much almost at the very end. Colin, what else do you want to mention out there? What else do you want to say to your followers out there, to my followers out there? Um, you know, um, any other final thoughts you want to mention?
Well, I did kind of glance at the chat earlier, and I can't remember who's asked. One of them asked that I sounded from the west side of England, but in reality, I was born in Norfolk, which is in East Anglia, which is the most flattest part of the UK, and I was brought up in a little town called Swaffham, and then I travelled from my hometown. I left my family, I left my friends behind to travel all the way down to Somerset to another little town called Bridgewater. And then I
Okay.
moved up to a city called Bristol, got a job, got another job, and then and now we are pushing to get back down to Bridgewater, and I've picked up a little bit of the West Country accent. So if you ask me to pronounce Coke, like Coca Cola, for
Kelk.
me, I pronounce it Coke.
Coke.
Like, yeah, like
Yeah.
Coke.
I
Um,
love it, man.
yeah, that's my Norfolk accent. And there's other particular words what comes out with that Norfolk accent, but I can't remember the words now what I kind of say. But that's a good example, really, is Coke. So I come from the east side of the UK.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. By the way, Colin, the Donny Shaw show mentioned in the chat, he's from the UK as well. Folks, connect with Donny Shaw show, connect with Midnight Raven, Colin Butters. These are great people from the UK that I've become great friends with. They're just really cool people. And Donnie says a female electrician at my work gets paid exactly the same as a male electrician. That's because she's as qualified. So, so I'm sorry, I had to I had to moderate the chat for a second because my moderators were not fast enough on that one. Moderators, keep an eye on the chat there, and we just had a troll coming in just saying stupid things. Um, Look, if a woman is qualified exactly the same way as a man, that's equal. Women want equal rights, they got equal rights. They now have to do the same things that once only men did. And that's the problem that a lot of men have. So in this case, Donnie's saying, hey, there's a female electrician at my work that gets paid the exact same as the male electrician because she is qualified to do the work that men have always done even before women had the same rights to work, right? So she should get paid the same. So that's fair. The problem is when you get a woman coming in there that's not qualified and then complains and says you didn't hire me because I'm a woman. No, 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 you idiot. And I wouldn't say that if I was a hiring manager because then they would sue me for attacking them or harassment or some bullshit like that, right? No, you didn't get the job because you're just not qualified. Go to school, learn how to be an electrician, okay, and get your license, get your credentials, and then come back and we'll hire you and pay you the same that we hired the guy at that got the job over you. That's the bottom line, and that's pretty much as far as we need to talk about that. Colin, any final thoughts before I let you go here? And I'm going to wrap up this show by myself for about 2 or 3 minutes. I want to mention to my audience and you as well. You're part of the audience as well. What's going to be happening later tonight? But any other final thoughts that you have before we let you go here?
Not really. No, I'd just like to thank you for letting me come on to have this little interview with you. And I just noticed that Midnight Raven said, "Yay, Norfolk, near me, Swaffham." So if you kind of see different languages, then that means that we're talking in our tongue, basically.
Yeah.
So there you go, and that's my final kind of thoughts are: treat each other with respect as you want. No, I've lost that. Lost it. I kind of had it, then it kind of disappeared. That's what happens to me if I kind of think of something, then it just kind of disappears before I could get my mouth into go.
Colin, that happens to me sometimes. It happens to the best of us. And I'll tell you, what helped me become a better public speaker is I just continued doing it. I've been doing public speaking for, uh, consistently for the last 10 years, but I started doing public speaking over 20 years ago. I've just been doing it very consistently since I've been an entrepreneur for over 10 years because I work for myself now. So I have to promote myself and allow people to get to know me. And the more and more you do it, you're going to get used to it and you're not going to be able to stop talking, man. Trust me. Keep on doing it. Keep on moving forward. Keep on doing those live streams, man, and you're gonna become like the most amazing speaker. One more thing before you go, Colin. When is the next time you plan on going live? Do you plan on doing any live streams lately so we can come on over there and support you and have a little fun in your house?
I'll be live this coming Sunday and every single Sunday from I would go live at 5:45 p.m. UK time
Mm-hmm.
to kind of like set everything up to let people come in. Then my quiz or trivia would start at 8, but not 8 p.m. It will start at 6 p.m. and finish at 8 p.m. So it's 2 hours or 2 hours and a quarter.
So
So that's every
5:45
Sunday.
p.m. UK time, which is 8 hours ahead of where I'm at here on the West Coast in California in the U.S. So 5:45, right? That would be 12:45 p.m. Eastern, 9:45 a.m. Pacific, if that makes sense. I think that
Yeah,
makes sense.
that does make sense. Yes.
Okay, because it's an 8 hour time difference there. So 12:45 p.m. Eastern, 9:45 a.m. Pacific. For you folks um, in the U.S., if you want to catch Colin's live streams on Sundays, go ahead, Colin. If you have
Yes,
anything else you want to
and
mention,
with my live streams, it like I said, it's a um, quiz stroke trivia. And if there's anyone in the chat who you haven't got as part of your YouTube family, go ahead, go to their page, hit that subscribe button,
yep,
and hit that notification bell, and make your YouTube family bigger so you can connect with a wider audience. But you've got to kind of like make it or do it the correct way. We don't want to do it the wrong way.
right.
And each and every Sunday, we are always having a laugh and joke whilst we are playing the game. And every so often, when my wife Rebecca doesn't work, um, she comes on and does like 10 or 15 questions as well.
Awesome, awesome. So you and your wife have your routine down. You've got everything on automatic pilot, autopilot.
Yes, we have, yes.
That's the way it should be. Now, every now and then, you do something spontaneously, like go out and spend a day on the town and take a nice drive or do something like that. I'm sure you got to break the monotony every now and then, but having a system that works for both you and your wife, that is a great way to make a relationship work, and it's a great way to just keep the communication going. I mean, I'm fascinated by your story, Colin, from your first marriage. You learned from it, and now look how far you've come, man. And that's just that it's just really awesome to hear that. Is there anything else you want to mention before we let you go here? And then I'm just going to wrap things up in about 2 or 3 minutes. I got to make everyone aware of what's going to be happening tonight, what's coming up tonight. Anything else, man?
Just like to say hello to everyone who said hello to me in your chat, and I couldn't respond because we was having the chat ourselves. But hello to everyone in your stream this evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are. And at the end of my exploring, just quickly here, I always say, keep exploring because you'll never know what you will find.
That's a great way to wrap it up, Colin. Keep exploring because you'll never know what you're going to find. Colin Butters, I want to thank you so much for being here, man. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And yeah, man, keep it real. Keep coming back. I'm going to come on over and support your live streams on Sundays, unless I'm on the hiking trail during that time. And if I am, I'll come and check out the replay, man. So thanks again for being here, Colin. And you have yourself a wonderful day, man. Thank you.
And thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All right, man. I'm going to shut down the hangout. Take care now. Bye bye.
Cheers. Bye. Bye.
All right, that was Colin Butters, and just an interesting guy that has a lot of experience in life. He's been through divorce, but he got back on that horse and he found a woman that just meshes very well with him. And I really wanted to learn more about the guy, and I just think he's just real and genuine. And there aren't that many people like him in this world anymore. I mean, I feel I'm one of those types of people, and maybe you folks are out here in the chat, but you know, when you're dealing with all this drama and then all of a sudden you just have a really normal, decent conversation with someone to break the monotony, it's like peaceful air to me. It's peaceful. Peaceful sound, which is what I'm trying to say. So, folks, before I get on out of here, tonight I'm going to do that show at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. I'm going to be talking about Jamie Lycan theory, and I'm going to put, Lycan theory and Jamie in my title. I want as many people on YouTube to find out about what Jamie did to I guess, I don't know, to get a reaction out of me. I don't think that was the reason he tried to do it. I think he basically, wants me to get attacked by people. And I think Jamie really wanted people to think I'm a pedophile. But, Jamie concocted, this scheme to put out videos through other people in his community to, falsely accuse me of being a pedophile. And there's a lot more of the story. I kind of shared a bit about it on my stream last night, but tonight I'm going to go into greater detail. I'm going to share more about what I found out. I'm going to also share what Jamie Lycan theory has been saying on other channels. Now, I'm not going to be able to play any clips from any other streams that Jamie has been on or play clips from his stream, because Jamie will flag me for copyright out of spite. Even though it's fair use, Jamie and his people want to do whatever it takes to get me shut down. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to play those audio or video clips under fair use, but I will mention what's going on. It's kind of sad because he uses my material, but if I use his, even if he says he won't flag me, he will. I will also be talking about JB Gunner some more tonight, and also be talking about RBR, Real Brother Network, who was interviewed by JB Gunner on his morning coffee show a few days back. RBR, Real Brother Radio, has contacted me, and we're talking and probably going to set up an interview on my channel maybe sometime, during the rest of this week or over the weekend or early next week. I'm not going to be spending this weekend with my activity partner, so I'll be live on YouTube all weekend. So even if, anyone out here wants to do an interview on the weekend, we can do it at that point. But yeah, I'm just going to make a very, very clear statement tonight, and I want everyone to know how low some people will stoop when they just don't resonate with your message. And the funny thing is, I'll mention this now and I'll say it again later tonight in greater detail. Even people that support Jamie that hate me, because most of the active supporters on Jamie Lycan Theory's channel, they hate me. But even a lot of those haters feel that he went a bit too far with what he did. No one should be falsely accused of anything, no matter how much they're hated. And I totally agree with that. So that's what I'll be talking more about tonight. Anyway, folks, have yourselves a great day. I got to tinker around with my OBS and fix a few other settings that aren't working since the upgrade. And I'll see you all later tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Take care. Bye-bye. Thanks again, Colin, for a great interview. Bye-bye. We're out.